Hello, everyone. Welcome. We are just waiting maybe for 2 more minutes to begin to see more people joining in. And Zaina, I made you the host.
Thank you, Olga. And hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Hope everybody is fine and welcome to this special webinar on the youth engagement with the United Nations Human Settlement Program. We are excited to have all of you join us today for what promises to be an insightful and informative session. My name is Jonathan Oreiki Some, a youth advocate and a social justice activist from Kenya. And I serve as a member of the Youth Advisory Board. And I have the pleasure of introducing today's discussion and welcoming you all. I know that many of you have come with a lot of questions and expectations, and we are here to ensure that your expectations are met. Today, we'll cover some key topics that will provide a clarity that you are looking for, including an introduction to the UN Habitat Youth Advisory Board, and we shall talk about who we are and what we do. We'll also discuss how young people can collaborate with us, share details about the upcoming events, and talk about the Youth and Children DeclarACTIONs that will be issued during the World Urban Forum, which addresses some of the most pressing challenges facing cities today. Before winding up, we shall have a Q&A session so that we can answer as many questions as possible. Before we begin, I would like to mention that this webinar is being live streamed on YouTube under the UN Habitat Youth channel. The link will be again shared here in the DM. So feel free to invite others to join in and watch comfortably from there. A few housekeeping rules to ensure a smooth experience. Please ensure that your microphones are muted during the presentations to avoid any background noise. And if you have questions, you can type them in that chat box. We'll also have a dedicated Q&A session where we'll address as many questions as possible. Lastly, this session is being recorded for anyone who couldn't join us live. So with that said, I would like to hand over to, I'm honored to invite our first speaker, Mr. Daniel Blanco from Spain, who will kick off the session by discussing what is the UN Habitat Youth Advisory Board, how is it formulated, the members and our mandate, and how one becomes a member. Daniel brings a wealth of experience in youth empowerment, diplomacy, policy formulation, and sustainable urban development. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Daniel. Thank you, and let us get started. Over to you, Mr. Daniel.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. Good morning to all of you. I'm very happy to be here. Good morning to everyone that's connected with all of us. Greetings to all parts of the world, to all the young people. And well, for those who don't know me, my name is Daniel del Valle Blanco. And as my colleague Jonathan said, I'm from Spain, but I'm based in New York for work reasons. Until a few weeks ago, I've had the honor of serving as the ambassador and permanent observer of the International Youth Organization to the United Nations. Currently, I serve as the special envoy of the Central American Parliament for Youth. And well, I have the honor and privilege to being part of the UN Habitat Youth Advisory Board, which of course allows me to continue advocating for the crucial role of youth in addressing global challenges. Well, today, I would like to share something really important, which is the work that we're doing with the UN Habitat Youth Advisory Board. But of course, before getting into the details, we have to take a step back and look how this very important Youth Advisory Board has been created and how has evolved over the years. The UN Habitat Youth Advisory Board was first established in 2008 during the World Urban Forum to give the young people a platform to shape different urban policies. However, it wasn't officially launched until the UN Habitat Assembly in April of 2009. Since then, our mission has been very clear, and it is to make sure that youth voices are included in creating sustainable and inclusive cities. What's very special about the 2023 and 2025 term is that out of 15,000 candidates from all over the world, only 17 youth were selected to represent this board. And these 17 young leaders come from diverse geographical regions, representing pretty much all continents and ensuring that the voices from every corner of the globe are well represented and very well heard. So our mandate is for 2 years, and we meet regularly to continue our work and make different progresses. And as the final group for this term, well, we have to encourage others to apply in the next open call, because this is a global process where anyone and everyone can participate. So it's important, it's crucial to have a lot of young people involved, and the platform is, as I said, open for everyone. There's a lot of young people that still don't know about this. Maybe we have to put some more effort into promoting these opportunities, but certainly it's a very dynamic and very professional and selective election. So if you are a young person and you are motivated about sustainable cities, you should definitely apply. One of our primary mission is to advise the executive director of the agency. We have a new executive director since a few months, Ana Claudia Rosbach, and we also have a very close relation with the office of the deputy executive director, Michal Mlinar, and our work with them is key in shaping urban policy. Ensure that the youth voices are included in the decision-making tables at the highest level. The key issues that our board has been focusing on include climate change, gender equality, digital inclusion, these kind of topics that have been recently added to all international agenda. But these specifically are essential areas where the youth engagement can make a lasting impact on how our cities are developed and how they adapt to our future. Since the board was created, we have contributed to different key policy documents on climate change, digitalization, urban sustainability, and all these documents have been presented at the major international forums such as the COP28 or the World Cities Day. Some of the examples of some of the documents, I'll mention three. One of them is the Youth DeclarACTIon, the Summit of the Future. I think my colleagues will mention more about this. Then we have the COP28 document on youth-led climate solutions and the Declaration on Zero Waste Pact of the Future, promoting better waste management in all cities. These contributions are part of broader initiatives like the Global DeclarACTIon, as I said, on Youth and Sustainable Urbanization, where the young people lead the way in solving urban challenges. We have been also involved in promoting youth, peace, security, which definitely emphasizes the role of youth in peace-building processes. Well, if I just to mention a few, I know that my colleagues will develop these, but we've been working on more specific projects. One of them, it's called the Global Minecraft Challenge, where youth from all around the world are using Minecraft to design healthier and more inclusive public spaces. Another key project is the Young Changemakers Initiative. That's, if I'm not wrong, based in Colombia, Senegal, and India. I think someone has the microphone on. Well, anyways, we faced a lot of challenges in the Youth Advisory Board. Our main goal is to get the young people involved in finding the answers to very interesting and important questions. We know that the future of our different cities depends on how well we include the voices of those who will inherit them. So, well, I'm very proud specifically, and just to be finishing so that my colleagues have time to present their own sections, I'm very proud of how all these projects that have a lot of involvement of the young people all over the world. It's clear that the impact that we're creating is very big, and it's not just about policy making, but about the tangible things, tangible projects that we are reflecting. Our goal in the end is to keep mobilizing the young people from around the world to help build more inclusive and sustainable cities. We will participate in international events like, the World Urban Forum or the World Habitat Day, and we will continue advocating for policies that reflect both local and the different global needs. To wrap up, I want to invite you all again to join this mission. This isn't just a project of the UN Habitat Youth Advisory Board or UN Habitat. This is a project for everyone. Every young person has a role to play. And while it might feel overwhelming at times, I promise that every action, no matter how small, definitely counts. Together, as I like to say, we can create real change, right? So thank you so much for your time, for your attention, and I hope hearing about our work inspires you to get involved and be part of this global movement. Let's always remember that the cities that we build today will be the homes of our future generations, and therefore it's our responsibility to make sure those cities are places where everyone, no matter their age, gender, or background, can thrive. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Daniel. And truly, every young person has a role to play. Would like to hand over to Dr. Zeina El-Zeina from Egypt, and she's an assistant professor of architecture and has worked on creation of an innovative undergraduate program that is the Sustainable Architecture and Urban Design. She has a vast experience on water, sanitation, and hygiene, and she will be tackling the upcoming event that is the World Urban Forum and also other youth engagement forums. Welcome, Dr. Zeina.
Thank you, Dr. Jonathan. Thank you so much for the introduction. And hello, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning, and good evening, according to all your time zones. As Jonathan mentioned, I'm from Cairo in Egypt, where the World Urban Forum will take place. And because it's a very big event, I would like to highlight today the role that we all have to play as young persons into this forum. So let me share some slides for you. So the World Urban Forum, of course, you have all heard about it. It's a very important platform for discussing the future of our cities. So if you are working in the urban aspects, if you are an architect, an activist, climate change expert, or learning about these aspects, or just passionate about sustainable development, understanding more about the World Urban Forum and its significance can truly empower you to shape the world around us and join forces with the UN Habitat. So the World Urban Forum, as you all know, is organized by UN Habitat every 2 years, and it brings together different stakeholders. So it includes government representatives, experts, youth, civil society, academia, and the private sector. And these groups get into WOOF to share knowledge, discuss innovative practices, and set the agenda for how cities should be shaped. So the forum serves as an open and inclusive platform where voices from all sectors can contribute to shaping sustainable urban development. And this forum will be held in Cairo, in Egypt, from the 4th to the 8th of November. And it is expected that about 20,000 participants will be joining in person or virtual. And of course, we will explore together how to join the WOOF, how to be there, even if you are not able to travel. But it's important to mention that the theme of this World Urban Forum in 2024 is It All Starts at Home, Local Actions for Sustainable Cities and Communities. And this highlights the real challenge and the real change that begins with local efforts. So it is very important for communities, for stakeholders to play a key role in creating sustainable and livable cities. And it's not only about global policies and national aspects, it's also about our own neighborhoods, improving housing, enhancing public spaces, and adopting eco-friendly practices in our own daily life. And these practices shape the future of urban spaces. So when we focus on local actions, we can, as participants, make these big changes in a local level. So this forum provides a platform to share the best practices, inspire innovative solutions, and empower local communities and all stakeholders, including young people. So what if you can't travel to Egypt? What if you can only join if you want to join, but you have no possibility of traveling? You can always register and also download the WOOF 12 app, where you can follow all the online sessions that are available. And you can also build your own network. You can find all the people who are joining and who are interested in the same sessions you are interested in. And you can check their bios, you can check the LinkedIn, you can establish a network with them. So you don't need to be in Egypt to participate in WOOF. You can also participate online. Of course, you have to register first, and I will come to the registration phase later. But you have to start by exploring the app, exploring the program, which includes like over 500 sessions spread over the 5 days of the WOOF. So coming to the program, what can we expect? We can expect so many events. We can expect, of course, the opening and closing ceremony for such a large forum. We can expect the assemblies, which includes the children and youth assembly. There are other assemblies for different stakeholders, like the women assemblies. And we have the special sessions, the dialogues, and the roundtables. And all of these types of sessions include or address different stakeholders. So we as young people have so many relevant sessions that we can have our voices heard, discuss with officials, and witness other young people sharing their work. And there are also the partner-led events that are based on networking, trainings, and urban cinema, and the expo, and all of these stuff, which you can also find on the app. So the idea of the World Urban Forum is that it's meant to promote the new urban agenda. And the new urban agenda is a plan to make cities inclusive, sustainable, and resilient, focusing on providing fair access to services, promoting green growth, creating economic opportunities, and involving all communities in urban planning. And through these themes, the agenda aims to create cities that are inclusive, safe, and resilient. So how to register? You simply visit, if you haven't registered yet, you simply visit the website for the WOOF. You can see it here under the QR code, or you just have to scan this QR code and create an account, and then you have access to WOOF, either in person or online. And after registration, you can always download the app and then check the sessions and make your own agenda. So it's very simple. I can keep it for you if you just want to have some minutes to scan the QR code. And I would like to also add that the World Urban Forum is a very good opportunity for young people like all of us, because it encourages the participation of youth and it promotes their fresh perspectives and innovative solutions into urban challenges. So all young people from all around the world can share their ideas, discuss, and connect with like-minded individuals, and also participate in shaping urban policies. So by getting involved, you contribute to creating urban environments that actually reflect the needs and inspiration for future generations. So now coming to something very interesting for you, for all of us actually, it's the 5-5 Youth Challenge, which is actually meant for all young people who are joining the World Urban Forum for the first time. So usually when we join a global conference at this scale, we might feel lost, we might feel like we need some guidance, we cannot engage actively, we cannot network. And so this challenge is meant to promote this engagement, to connect youth people around the world to be actually actively engaged in the forum. So how is that? you can only scan this QR code. And then once you scan it, I invite everyone here in the webinar to scan the QR code, and then you will be directed to a WhatsApp community. It's very simple. Throughout the days, the 5 days of the World Urban Forum, you will receive each day an announcement of 5 challenges. And that's where the challenge name comes from, 5-5 challenge. And then you have, every day, you have to fulfill these challenges. And to make it more fun, you have this hashtag, Young Voices WOOF, and you can always share each challenge you have completed, or maybe the 5 challenges you have completed every day on social media platforms. And you can also connect to other young people from all around the world who are also carrying out the challenge. So it's very fun. And you will have a sheet like this one, where you have for each day the 5 main challenges or the 5 main slots, and you have to add what you have completed of the challenge. For example, one day it can be like a challenge to have a selfie with an international person. As the days move, it will get more advanced. Maybe you will be asked to take a photo with an official. Sometimes it will be more online friendly for those who are not joining WOOF in person. And you can just attend an urban sustainability session and write down your questions that are concerning you. And so you can join even if you are not actually in person in Cairo. So I invite everyone to join the Youth Challenge to be more engaged and to connect to other people around the world who are also trying to connect and trying to establish networks. So coming to another very important thing that Olga, who is here from the UN Habitat, has been preparing, and the UN Habitat Youth Program has been preparing. It is the youth track sheet, which is actually about tracking all the sessions for youth, for young people that are friendly for young people, that are inviting young people, that are focusing on their challenges and the solutions they are providing. So this is a sheet that can provide like a guidance. It shows here different slots. For example, you can see that we have a future zone that will be existing at WOOF every day. And you can see it has workshops and sessions all through the day, every day. And you can always come there if you have any questions or any doubts about the 5-5 challenge. You will find the team there. You can also find the Children and Youth Assembly, which we will have the DeclarACTION launched on the first day of the World Urban Forum. And Valerium, the next speaker, will talk more about this in details. And then we will have the opening ceremony of the World Urban Forum. And then every day we have a set of sessions that are recommended for young people. Of course, you can have the access to all the sessions throughout the app. And then you can make your own agenda and make your own program. So also Danielle mentioned the Global Minecraft Challenge, which I guess Valerio, our also next speaker, will talk more about it because she is part of the Young Game Changers initiative. But it's important to mention that throughout the World Urban Forums, there will be a celebration for the winners of this challenge. And you can find this celebration in the future zone also. So it will always be your home zone. You can always come every day to this zone to find what's up, what's new in this area. So that's all for the World Urban Forum. Thank you for now. And then I will hand it over to Valeria to continue the discussion about the DeclarACTION.
Thank you, Zaina. Good morning, everyone. I'm Valerie from Colombia, and today I'm thrilled to talk about a program that's empowering young people around the world to shape the future of our cities. And this is the Young Habitat Youth Program, and I will share with you the official page. Let me share it. Okay. Are you watching the screen? Yes, I think so. Now, imagine a world where cities are not just places to live, but vibrant spaces that reflect the needs and aspirations of young people. This is the vision of Young Habitat, and we are working hard to make it a reality. Now, what is the Young Habitat Youth Program? This is a global initiative that empowers young people to be agents of change in building more just, equitable, and sustainable cities. It's all about giving young people a voice and the tools they need to create the cities they want to live in. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the most relevant projects. First, the Young Changers Initiative. And this project enhances youth health and well-being by involving the young people, in urban governance and public space design through digital tools like Miro and Minecraft. The project runs in Hatmi, India, Armenia, Colombia, that's the place where I live, and Bargny, Senegal, following a 5-study process, identifying spaces for improvement, assessing space quality, using Minecraft for participatory design, and leading tactical placemaking projects with local oversight. If you want to know more about this initiative, I'll share through the Zoom chat a link for you to explore it. And another interesting program is the Youth 2030 Cities. The Youth 2030 Cities is a series of events and forums that bring together young people globally to learn from one another and plan for the future or act to create more sustainable and livable cities. The first forums were held in Ecuador, Colombia, Senegal, Ghana, India, and Vietnam. An outcome of the forum was the local and national declarations on youth and sustainable urbanization. From there was a global declaration created and adopted at the 2022 World Urban Forum. And this year, we will have a new global declaration that is going to be presented at the 2024 World Urban Forum. The declarations are strategic roadmaps developed by youth across various cities to drive local action in support of the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, and the new urban agenda. These declarations are not only tools for local youth advocacy, but also serve as blueprints for sustainable urban development, ensuring that youth voices are central in the planning and implementation processes at the city level. If you want to know more about this initiative, I also will share with you the Zoom chat and at the Zoom chat, a link for you to explore it. Now, how you can get involved? There are countless ways for young people to get involved. For example, global competitions aligned with the Young Changers Initiative. There was a global Minecraft challenge where young people used Minecraft to design sustainable cities, and the winners are going to be at the booth. And then we have also webinars, online networks, and workshops providing opportunities to learn from experts and connect with other young people. We have also global consultations and contributions in drafts documents. For example, the second version of the Global Declaration on Youth and Sustainable Urbanization, that is like a change for young people to shape the future of urban development by sharing their ideas and experiences. So let me share with you. Are you seeing the page? I think so. This is the form where you can put your inputs here for the next global declaration, as you can see. And well, this is really, really important for us because we really want to let young people know that we are supporting you. And finally, but not least important, youth-based organizations can apply for funding to implement innovative projects in their communities through global calls for development projects on the official social media of Young Habitat. Young Game Changers Initiative is an example of that, and there was like a global call, or you can start your volunteer process offering your time and skills to support local projects. That is my case in my city. I live in Armenia, as I told you before, and I'm a volunteer of YGI. In other words, I'm a young engineer too. Now, I want to give the floor to our special guest, Andres Chama, who will tell us about a successful process being engaged with the UN Habitat Youth Program in Querétaro, Mexico, and share his own experience. Andres is an entrepreneur and agent of change, creates solutions based on innovation and design as strategic factors towards sustainable development. Currently, he is the International Urban Coordinator of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Mexico, as per SDG by the Network of Solutions for Sustainable Development and Innovation City Changer by the UN Habitat Global Urban Campaign. Welcome, Andres.
Thank you, Val. Muy buenos días desde México. Good morning from Mexico. I'm so pleased to be here. I think this is one of the main initiatives that need to be shared. And you are right, Val. It's an honor to be here to share the Mexico's experience in hosting the World Habitat Day 2024 last weeks ago. Well, I was part of the team that organized this event. It was a joint effort between the government of Mexico, the government of the state of Querétaro, who hosted the event, and of course, UN Habitat. It was an adventure. I need to be honest, because this year the key focus was the inclusion of youth in urban affairs in this urban future that we're talking about. And I think I need to share the context first, because this was the third time for Mexico to host the event, but this was the first time for Mexico to host the event with an executive director from Latin America, talking for youth and talking in a city like Querétaro, that is one of the main cities of the country, with a lot of youth people over there. Like 31% of the people there in Querétaro is youth. And well, those days in Querétaro, the event brought together over 1,600 people on the main day, from 88 countries, from 288 cities. So it was more than a party. It was a public space, and that was the focus that we needed to have for the event, because the main theme was sustainable urbanization, but with a special focus on multi-generational solutions and the role that youth play on this process. I think that if you are a citizen of the world, this is something that concerns you as well, because the last time I checked, 6 out of 10 people share the same reality. So how I want to share this experience from two perspectives. The first one as government of Mexico, because the interinstitutional collaboration and the event organization was a lesson for everybody. From the Mexican government, we worked with multiple stakeholders, such as the Ministry of Urban Affairs, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, of course, but most important, with civil society, to make this event possible. This was the first time that a Latin American woman, as Ana Claudia Rosbach is, led the UN Habitat event, making a milestone for representation and inclusion in the region. So it was a success by itself. And well, what were the outcomes or achievements that came along with this declaration? Well, the event not only brought together thousands of experts, local leaders, young people, but also allowed for the exchange of ideas and the best practices on key issues, such as the inclusion or marginalized communities, such as urban mobility, such as innovation, such as urban resilience. Because a key achievement of the declaration was to highlight the importance of integrating the new generations into global urban planning. Certainly, we must be part of the conversations, especially the difficult ones. These conversations show us where to begin. Where is our mission as youth advocates to create these urban futures that we are talking about? And well, the other half of the history, I want to share it to you as a youth representative, because as young people, we realized that our participation was crucial. Youth voices are often underestimated. But at these events, we were given the platform to present fresh, innovative ideas focused on the future. Coming from the Summit of the Future, youth not only participated, but also led discussions on urgent topics such as climate change, spatial justice, and sustainable mobility. Youth means entrepreneurship, innovation, and more importantly, youth must mean teamwork. So what is the main reflection of a young person like you, Valerim, like Seina, like me, that were those days in Querétaro? One key reflection was that the realization that urban solutions cannot be proposed solely by older generations. It is essential to have intergenerational dialogue where youth play an active role. We understood that while there are many challenges, there are also great potential in the innovation that young people bring. So we have the energy and the commitment to tackle the most pressing urban issues. I think we build the future today through local action, so no action is too small to count. World Habitat Day in Mexico shows us that when urban policies are designed with and for youth, they are more inclusive and sustainable in the long term. Well, I think that we will meet on the World Urban Forum at Cairo. I hope we can reach out there, and we surely will bring there the conclusions, the results, all the achievements of the World Habitat Day some weeks ago. So thank you, Val, for the space.
Thank you, Andres.
Thank you.
We are continue with Raymond. So Raymond, go ahead.
Hello, everyone. I want to start off by echoing the theme of the World Urban Forum this year, which is it all starts at home. And as I hope we've all realized today and emphasized, a major component of making these localized and transformative actions means meaningful and extensive engagement with young people at all possible levels, from conception to implementation to evaluation. Achieving the Sustainable Development Goals and successfully leaving no one behind means that we must all commit to continuing and beginning actively and meaningfully engaging young people. I hope that this webinar has really shown the ways in which the UN Habitat Youth Advisory Board is helping champion these goals. So thank you all for joining today, this insightful conversation on meaningful youth engagement with UN Habitat and our collective role in shaping urban development. Through these discussions, one thing has really become clear. Young people are not only the future, but we are the present. We're driving change, and we will continue to drive change in our cities and communities. From the projects that UN Habitat has helped facilitate, to the transformative ideas that we are currently going about achieving, whether it's spearheading innovative solutions, championing environmental justice, or advocating for inclusive policies. The initiatives that we have highlighted today, particularly those focused on youth engagement, really underscore that meaningful participation goes beyond consultation. It's about ensuring that young voices are heard, respected, and integrated in decision-making processes. UN Habitat's youth-centered initiatives are a strong foundation for this, but we also know that we need to continue to work together to accelerate this effort and make it even better. We really must continue to work together to make sure that young people are seen as true partners in sustainable urbanization. The upcoming World Urban Forum provides an incredible stage for all of us to showcase our efforts globally. It's a platform where the energy, ideas, and innovations of young people can not only inspire, but set a tangible course for action. I encourage all of us to drive forward the momentum that we've set today into the World Urban Forum and beyond. We'll have the ability to influence the policies and programs that will shape the cities of tomorrow. But more importantly, we have a responsibility to ensure that these spaces continue to be and become inclusive, resilient, and equitable for all. As we close, I want to thank every single one of you, whether you're a young change maker or a committed ally. Your work is critical to ensuring that we leave no one behind while we're trying to achieve the Sustainable Development Goals, particularly SDG 11, which focuses on making cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, and resilient. Now, we'd really love to hear from you. We'll be entering our Q&A session, so please feel free to share your thoughts and ask questions, and we will all be here as members of the Youth Advisory Board to be able to answer and help facilitate that conversation.
Yes, hello everyone, and thank you for joining the session. My name is Muhammad, and I will be facilitating the Q&A. We had a great discussion. We had a great talk so far, and now it's your turn to ask questions. And there is two possible ways. You can drop your question in the chat box, or if you prefer to speak, you can just raise your hand. I think this is the first questions. What are the measures taken to improve the status of the youth leadership in the developing countries, for example, Kenya and Nairobi? Can any one of the panelists address this question? It was from Simon.
If I may quickly to jump in. Hello everyone, my name is Olga. I work with Youth and Habitat, supporting the show for Youth Advisory Board. So essentially, this is a very tough question, I think, and a very broad one, a very long one to respond to. I think from the position of UN Habitat Youth Advisory Board, it's maybe someone can put the link to the terms of references that were drafted for the current Youth Advisory Board, which states specifically that we ensure that not a single continent is left behind. And specifically, we are, of course, trying to select the young people to be on the youth advisory board that can be open for suggestions and being open for outreach by the youth networks from different countries to be able to help you to advocate for your cause as young leaders, youth leaders in your country. So specifically, indirectly, Youth Advisory Board supports the youth leadership in Kenya by facilitating this, the representation of the voice in a way. And that's why we also have Jonathan here, who is coming from Kenya, and he is our youth advisor. And specifically might be interesting to look into for you, Simon, to work with Jonathan. Feel free to reach out to Jonathan and voice your concerns and maybe collaborate with him and with the Youth Advisory Board through him to improve the state of youth leadership in your country. So that would be my take. Maybe someone else can jump in as well.
And also we had an earlier question from Lena. She was asking how she can apply for the cohort. Or
maybe someone can share their experiences. Actually, we've never talked about that within the board. How was your experience of applying for the board and being selected?
I'm happy to maybe jump in. I would say that I learned about the experience kind of online. I had been involved with creating change in my local community, primarily working with urban cities in the United States with UNICEF, specifically with the Child Friendly Cities Initiative. And from there, I was essentially exposed and was able to gain access to the application, but everyone should hopefully have access to the application, and it will definitely be posted on the UN Habitat Youth Instagram, as well as some of our dissemination partners. But when I applied, I think I was not necessarily the most confident, and it was kind of can be intimidating always to experience and try something new. But ultimately, the application process was very straightforward. It was just a matter of answering a couple of questions, making sure that you're providing detailed and meaningful responses to kind of inform the selection process. And then from then on, it's kind of out of your hands. UN Habitat does its best to choose a meaningful and wonderful kind of set of young people. And then you get an email saying that you've made it or you haven't. And truly for me, it was one of the most incredible and like surprising experiences when I ultimately got selected. And I want to really thank the UN Habitat team for really making that process so smooth and really taking that effort to like get to know all of us young people through our applications and using that to really put together a wonderful board that was able to work together and do so much together.
I think we have also other question, which is a great question. What is the role of UN Habitat Youth Program with the main UN Habitat, and how do they work together? Who can tackle this question?
Oh, that's I wish Doug was here. So Douglas Reagan is the head of UN Habitat Youth Program, our lead specialist in children and youth. Essentially, structurally, I don't know if that would make sense to respond, but we call youth program as just like umbrella that we have the projects that are youth focused within UN Habitat, and as well as some normative work that we do. And the UN Habitat Youth Program is essentially nested within the Human Rights and Social Inclusion Unit, which is part of the Urban Practices branch, which is also part of the Global Solutions Division, which is, if it might make sense for someone to understand how it all works. So if just how to understand, UN Habitat Youth Program is part of the broader kind of line of work that we have on social inclusion. And we not only work, of course, on youth groups, we work also on gender inclusion, on the person with disability inclusion, inclusion of indigenous populations, and people of age. So that's just one of the groups, and we do have the projects that are run specifically under the program, and we also have projects that are run outside of this structure, but then nevertheless somehow like related to it through its normative underpinnings, through the toolkits that we use and all that. So it might sound a bit confusing. I understand why this question arrives, and it's a very good one. And maybe we can also follow up with you, Oliver, a bit later with Douglas, who can also give a better understanding for you if there is a scientific interest, for example, or a more practical interest for that. Thank you.
And also we have other questions from Abigail. When the next call for application open to become a part of the Youth Advisory Board?
Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Valerie.
No worries, Olga. The application to the job happens once every 2 years. So the next year we will have the next calls like by June.
Yeah, that's true. We're probably going to run it. It's not yet set in stone, but keep an eye out on a call already beginning in September next year, September, October, and then we will have 1 month to collect the applications, and then we'll begin the selection process.
And also we have a question from Damira. She was asking if there is a programs from UN Habitat programs that enable youth to participate in programs where they can get dignified way to earn income. Who can step in or answer this question?
Sorry, can you repeat it maybe or rephrase
Yeah,
it?
he was just asking for UN Habitat programs that where young people can participate and earn income from it. Dignified. I think he can look or explore in opportunities.
Okay, so meaning I just don't really quite understand. Does it mean like employment or?
Yes. No, participating in a programs, and then he will receive as a stipend or as income from it.
Okay, so I think there might be such practices in general, but I'm not sure that we run such programs. I'm not sure I heard of it. So about the stipends, and it's understandable because sometimes it also depends on the project, right? Sometimes the involvement can be quite a work, and the character of the involvement becomes like an employment for some. But I think you have to really, before engaging with someone, you have to really know from the focal point what are the terms and conditions, and I'm not sure if we have such programs now currently within the UN Habitat Youth program.
I think there was other question. He was asking about the schedule. He need to find the schedule of the wolf for the events. It was the winners of the Global Minecraft Challenge. I think you can find it on the website.
Yes, I think it was Beatrice, yeah. So yes, for the schedule, we just finalized that, included a couple of more presentations from the Future Generation Zone, which will be on the Urban Expo. It will be shared to everybody who registered for this webinar. It will be shared in the newsletter, which will be completely dedicated to WOOF. And as already was mentioned, WOOF is not only the in-person exclusive opportunity to participate. If you are specifically interested in a certain topic, academically or professionally, you can always watch it online, because WOOF will be broadcast online, and the information for that will be in the upcoming newsletter. So all this is going to be kind of an information note that we are going to send out to everyone who registered for this workshop. So keep an eye out for this. And yeah, I hope I responded to the question.
I think there's a question from Paulina, but I cannot understand it. If it can elaborate or clarify the question, if it's possible. Can someone help in which roles can present correctly?
Sorry, I
Did you
couldn't.
say Paulina or Paola? I'm sorry.
Paula.
Oh yeah, hi everyone. Good morning. I'm Paola from Mexico. I have a question. I see some problems in my city that I want to try to do the difference. And I don't know if somebody help me to teach me which is like a kind of rules to can present a project like correctly, like a kind of guidance document. I don't know, like to can bring you all the information so you can say, oh yes, we're gonna help you, or if it is able, or is it not?
Fantastic questions. Does anybody want to respond? Because Youth Advisory Board members here, I think most of you, if not all of you, are leaders in your community. You already run projects, had experience with pitching, with collecting the information for the upcoming projects. So maybe someone can jump in on that.
I can maybe start, and then if anyone, any other of the youth advisors want to jump in, I think it would be wonderful to have maybe multiple perspectives. I would say we don't have necessarily like formal ways to submit like your projects or ideas. However, I mean, I think I speak for a lot of the youth advisors that we would love to help you kind of achieve some of the goals of like the Youth DeclarACTIon. Also like the goals of like the UN Habitat Youth Advisory Board, and also like SDG 12, achieving the SDGs in any way that we can. So like if you're able to like reach out to us in any way, I'm sure that we'd all love to be able to help support you in being able to, make transformative change in your communities. So whether that is like helping you pitch it, because I think, as Olga mentioned, a lot of us have experience with pitching different solutions to like leadership or policymakers. Or if it's about like implementation, I think we can all maybe help you think about like how you can better, for example, like engage other young people, engage policymakers, engage environmental kind of groups, and kind of how to go about achieving the goals of your program. So yeah, I think we'd all love to be able to help you out. Yeah, and it's just a matter of being able to reach out, and we'd be happy to help out.
And I think we should really start wrapping up. I know it's a lot of questions, and maybe we should have a separate email to those who ask these questions to address them. And maybe we should really consider that, because I feel like if we respond to everything, we would have to extend for 1 more hour. What do you think?
Yes, I agree, Olga. We can also check the question and send them separately, or maybe announce the answers, some highlights, and so on. Yeah. But thanks everyone for being curious and for asking all these questions.
There are many questions. Also, we want to let you know that you can contact us. I mean, for example, here is Abigail and Andres. And so if you have any question and you know them, we can contact each other just to clarify any doubt you have. So don't feel any kind of I don't know, loneliness about that, because maybe if we tell you that we are going to answer you by email, maybe you think it can be like something that we can or not do. But the truth is that we are looking for your participation and your engagement, so you can feel us close to your realities, okay? Thank you so much for your participation.
Thank you.
Also, a good
Thank you.
idea. I don't know if we can create a WhatsApp group.
Yeah, we can discuss that actually. That's an interesting idea. Yeah, like a network almost. Okay, let's see. Let's also have it in the let's put it on the vote with the people who just were here. Okay. Good idea. Okay, so we are closing, right? Okay, fantastic. Zaina, you want to say some final words?
Okay, I would like really to thank everyone who joined, everyone who's interested to know more about how they can engage with the UN Habitat and to know more about our work, and to even follow up with the questions and to be like interested and curious and very engaging. So thank you everyone for your time, and thank you for listening. And we all invite you to keep following the pages, to keep following our activities, and to keep contacting us if you need a specific information or if you need a specific discussion. You are very welcome. And thank you everyone from the board members for their informative session. And thank you, Olga, for organizing all of these. You have done lots of work, so thank you so much. I think we can close the session now, unless someone from the board would like to add something.